Okay, what's going on, everybody? We're here, we're alive. I want to thank you all for joining me today. If you can hear me clearly and if you can see me clearly, please drop a one in the live chat and then we can get today's show started. Today is going to be a relatively quick stream. I'm going to try to finish this up even faster than I did last night's stream because this topic that I'm speaking on, just like yesterday, it's not too heavy. It's light. We're just having fun, discussing a few things that I find interesting concerning the panic, right, that the Democratic Party is in, and particularly those in the media, right, the Democratic News Network media platforms, right, like MSNBC and CNN and Roland Martin, the kind of panic that they're in to save Joe Biden's campaign from Cornell West. So what you see happening now is that there's been a lot of smut being thrown on Cornel West's name, and I just find it really interesting. And it's just kind of things that I want to dive into. But after tonight's stream, then we'll kind of get back to the serious business of politics that I usually discuss. I'm not going to say right now what I'm going to discuss tomorrow and Friday. But like I said, tomorrow's stream and Friday's stream, it'll be a little bit more serious, right? But like I said, we're just going to have fun with this one. And I see the ones coming in. So let's get into today's show, into today's topic, right? So like last night, I discussed and spoke on Roland Martin, right? And the kind of, you could say, somewhat of a hit piece, a little video that he put out on Cornel West. It wasn't so much a hit piece as much as it was a video just dismissing him running for president as someone who isn't serious, right? But what I find very, very interesting is the relationship between Joy Reid and Cornel West. I didn't know that Joy Reid does not like Cornel West. I had no idea. And I want to pull this up for you first right now, right? So let me pull this up on the screen. And here's the article that I'll be getting into from Joy Reid's team. And this comes from the Read Out blog. But let me get into some of Joy Reid's tweets, right? Because like I said, I didn't know that she wasn't rocking with Cornel West like that. I understand that she has to do what she can to save Biden's campaign. But check this out. And here's a little something that a lot of people don't know. Just quickly, if you're on Twitter and you're looking for something very specific, right? You're looking for something specific as it pertains to someone's name and how many times maybe a certain Twitter user said someone's name, or if you're looking for something very specific, what you'll do is this here, just so you know, right? I think I need to zoom in because it looks a little far away for you guys on the screen. So I'll zoom in a bit so the quality is a little bit better as far as what you're able to read, right? But if you go to the search engine, right, and you type from, and I believe that's a semicolon, right? And then you put at, and then you actually put the username, right? Joy Ann Reid, and then space, and then you put whatever name your person you're looking for, Cornel West, then you will get a list of all of the times that Joy Reid or whoever said Cornel West or whatever it is that you're looking for. That's just a little, little tip that I wanted to give you guys, right? But look at what she said about Cornel West on February 15th of 2016. She said, "Am I missing something? Or is Donald Trump basically the white Cornel West?" She called Donald Trump the white Cornel West. I don't know where you get off saying something like that. Cornel West and Donald Trump are absolutely nothing alike, but that in and of itself speaks volumes as it pertains to how much Joy Reid dislikes, and I would go as far as to say hates Cornel West, because we all know that she hates Donald Trump. So to compare Cornel West to Donald Trump means that she hates Cornel West, and that's fine too. If she hates Cornel West, there's nothing wrong with that. Trust me when I tell you, there's a lot of people that I hate. Okay, so you hate whoever you want to hate, but I find this just very interesting that she would say that and that she would do that, right? And here's another tweet from her as well. Cornel West on the platform committee, the guy who called President Obama a black mascot of Wall Street. So once again, it appears that Joy Reid, or Joy Ann Reid, if I want to say her whole name, it appears to me that Joy Reid, she comes out of that side of the Democratic Party, who has never forgiven Cornel West and Tavis Smiley for holding Barack Obama accountable, because they were really the only ones when you're talking about black intellectuals and those who are black and in the mainstream. They were the only ones that actually held Barack Obama accountable as it pertains to policy for black Americans and what he did for black Americans, which was nothing. They were the only ones that were willing to tell the truth, right? And it appears that she, as well as many others, have never forgiven them for that. So now I found that very interesting. I wanted to present that to you first, because then from here on out, now it makes sense, right? Why on her blog site, which is connected to MSNBC, right? The company that she's, contracted under, it makes sense now that she would allow one of her writers to write up a very horrible blog, right? It's not good. It's a reach. I'm talking about a Stretch Armstrong reach. It's a horrible reach, where he basically stated, and we're going to get into it, that Cornel West's presidential campaign has conservatism and republicanism in its DNA, right? Let's just get into that. Right? Let's just hop straight into it, versus me trying to paraphrase it. Okay. And also, there are 254 of you in here right now. Please do me a favor and make sure you hit the like button. There are 254 of you in here right now. Please hit the like button. Also, make sure you share this video out on your social media platforms so everybody knows that I'm live. Also, if you haven't already, you're new to the channel, please make sure you hit that subscribe button as well as the bell notification next to the subscribe button so you can be notified whenever I release a new video. And lastly, because I always forget to say this before I get into the article, the goal for the end of this year, right, which is 6 more months to go, my goal is to have to get 1,000 people following me on Telegram. So if you have Telegram, please make sure you follow me on Telegram. There are about 200 some odd of you that follow me on Telegram. Now, the goal is to reach 1,000 within the next 6 months. I just left the link to my Telegram group in the live chat that's scrolling through right now. You can find it in the description box below, and it will be pinned in the comment section after the stream is over. Now, let's get into today's show. And like my man Untried Genius said, show love, show love. At least hit the like button. Okay. Now let's get into today's show. All right, we're already into today's show, but let's get into this article, right? So give me just a second while I pull this up and let's do it. Okay. So now let me scroll down a bit and let's dive into this article. Because like I said, this was a huge reach. We already know what Joy Reid, how she feels about, Cornel West, right? That essentially Cornel West is the black Donald Trump and Donald Trump is the black Cornel West. So then this article here that comes from Joy Reid's team, remember, the Read Out blog from the Read with Joy Reid. She didn't write this herself, but this comes from one of her writers, and his name is, I guess, Jahan Jones, right? If you can see, he has a little Jahan Jones. I'll just call him John Jones for short. It's a lot easier. And the title of this article, right, is Cornel West leftist presidential bid has right-wing DNA. That's really annoying to me. And obviously that's what this whole article is about. But the laziness, before I get into this article, the laziness behind those who are stomp down, vote blue no matter who's, drive me crazy. Because the moment they disagree with you on something, as opposed to pointing out what they believe you said wrong or where you're wrong, they just dismiss you and call you right wing or Republican or MAGA, or in my case, a Russian bot, right? That's just being intellectually lazy. But in this particular case here, he's going to take some stuff that Cornel West said out of context, and you're going to see the biggest reach that I've seen in a while as it pertains to attempting to demonize somebody and calling them right wing. Okay, so let's get into this nonsensical article written by Jahan Jones. ostensibly, I believe I'm saying that right, ostensibly leftist academic Cornel West, and I have that highlighted for a reason. I'm going to keep it real with you guys. I didn't know what that meant. When I first read this article, I said ostensibly. Okay, that's a little bit too intellectual for me. What does that mean, ostensibly? So I had to look it up real quick. And ostensibly simply means apparent or purportedly, but perhaps not actually. So he's starting off this blog post saying that Cornel West isn't really a progressive, which is just a lie. Okay. That in and of itself is just a lie. But that also then sets the tone of how nonsensical this blog post is going to be, right? From here on out, right? So let's start over though, and let's reread this again and make sure I can pronounce this big, high intellectual word, right? I had to practice it a couple times. I'm not gonna lie. Ostensibly, leftist academic Cornel West launched his third party presidential campaign the way any progressive would, by promoting it on a podcast known to spread right wing extremist conspiracy theories, hosted on a video platform popular among right wing extremists, just weeks after having praised Florida's right wing extremist governor, Ron DeSantis. Understand, this whole paragraph is a complete lie. At first, when I read it, I had no idea what this man was talking about because, as you all know, and as I know, Cornel West launched his campaign on Twitter. So when I said, "What right wing platform and right wing podcast is he talking about?" I was confused, but they're going to get into it at the end of this article, and you're going to see how nonsensical this all is. But understand, that first paragraph is a whole lie. But let's carry on. And there are 403 of you in here right now. Please, if you haven't already, please make sure you hit the like button and share this video out on your social media platforms. But let's carry on with this article, okay? So once again, the first paragraph is a lie, but then he goes on to say, in his praise for Florida Republican, which he did not put, Cornel West has never praised Ron DeSantis. That's a lie, but I'm sorry. Let me just keep reading. In his praise, right, for Florida Republican, in a Wall Street Journal op-ed headline, DeSantis' revolutionary defense of the classics, West and a conservative co-author endorsed the governor's support for Florida high schoolers being able to qualify for scholarships by using scores from the classic learning test. Now, what's wrong with that? I couldn't tell you, right? There's nothing about that that seems wrong to me, but apparently it's wrong to him. But let's carry on. Yes, this is the same DeSantis whose administration has been curbing lesson plans and banning books written about, by, and for non-white and LGBTQ people. But if you suffer through the op-ed, you'll find a seeming rationale for West and co-author Jeremy Wayne Tate's position at the very end. They are both associated with the organization that administers a more Christian focused college admissions test that some conservatives have been pushing as a replacement for the SAT. Once again, I want to read that again. They are both Cornel West. Forget about the other guy. Cornel West is associated with the organization that administers a more Christian focused college admission test that some conservatives have been pushing as a replacement for the SAT. Once again, granted that if that's true, and we'll just say it's true, so what? So what? So, in the mind of people like Joy Reid and Jahan Jones, you can't find common ground with a conservative on anything, on nothing. If you have the thought in your mind that, hey, I think that high schoolers should be taking, set exams and set tests, versus the SAT. And if set exam and set test is something that conservatives push, then by default, you're a MAGA supporting DeSantis loving Russian bot. right? Because you can't find common ground with anybody. You just have to be divided at all times, right? That's nonsensical. Cornel West said and did absolutely nothing wrong, right? But let's carry on with this reach. And also, thank you very much, Jerry Early. Last name Early because Jerry Early was early with the super chat on today's show, being the first one to show love and contribute to today's stream. So, Jerry Early, thank you very much for being early with the support to today's channel. He says, "Thank you, B1 Los Angeles." Thank you, Jerry Early, for being early with that. But let's carry on, right? Let's go on. Let's go on ahead with the article. Oopsies, excuse me. Now, here we go. Where was I at? Right here, right? So I'll read that again. They're both associated with the organization that administers a more Christian focused college admission test that some conservatives have been pushing as a replacement for the SAT. Tate is the founder and CEO of the Classic Learning Test, and West sits on the board of academic advisors. So, I mean, if you go by this man's logic, right, Jahan Jones, who is a part of Joy Reid's team, who hates Cornel West because they feel that Cornel West is a black Donald Trump and that Donald Trump is white Cornel West. If you go by their logic, if you wake up tomorrow morning and you go to work and there just so happens to be conservatives, right? Those who identify with conservatism at your job, then by default, that makes you conservative as well. By default, that makes you a right winger as well. If we're going by that logic, right? If we're going by the logic that he's presenting so far, you should quit your job tomorrow if you have any Republicans or conservatives working at your job. You should quit your job and go on welfare, because if you don't, by default, you have right-wing DNA in you, just like Cornel West's presidential campaign has right-wing DNA within it, by this flawed logic. Vote blue no matter who logic. Let's carry on, right? Now, clearly, West associations are worthy of scrutiny, even if you believe, as he said in his campaign announcement, that he has decided to run on truth and justice. Now, here's where here's where I'm gonna prove that this is a lie right here. That first paragraph was a whole lie, because this is what Jahan Jones was referencing when he said that Cornel West was on a like a far right wing extremist conspiracy theory podcast on a platform that hosts right wing extremists. I was almost mean spirited and call this man outside of his name, but I'm not going to do that, right? But this is ridiculous and a crazy reach. There are 494 of you in here right now. Please hit the like button if you haven't already. Please hit the like button if you haven't already. Okay. So West chose to promote his campaign with an appearance Monday on a web show hosted by Russell Brand, a comic who's known for spreading right-wing conspiracy theories and misinformation. Anybody who knows who Russell Brand is knows that he does not spread right-wing conspiracy theories. First off, can you please take me back to the good old days when conspiracy theories were just conspiracy theories? So now I can't even indulge in conspiracy theories anymore without being a right winger. When did indulging in a good old fashioned conspiracy theory become right wing? So if I go back and I start rewatching them old Planet X videos from like 15 years ago, that makes me a right wing conservative nut. Shout out to all my Planet Xers out there. If I start watching videos about Planet X and all that good stuff from back in the day, now all of a sudden I'm a right winger. You see how nonsensical this all is? But this is what comes out of that camp. This is what comes out of that side, right? Everything is right wing. If I disagree with you, whatever you do, we're going to label it right wing. So now being a conspiracy, indulging in conspiracy theories, right? Which I do a lot, and I'm sure a lot of you all do as well. I find it entertaining. All of a sudden, now that's right wing, right? But also, as it goes to Russell Brand is a comedian that some of you may know. But as far as on the political commentary side, he really blew up like during during the big 1-9, right? Because he started putting out a lot of information around the big 1-9 that, people were saying was so-called misinformation. But as we all know now, the majority of it, if not all of it, came out to be true. But what's even more interesting about Russell Brand, and if you watch his commentary, his political commentary, Russell Brand literally does exactly what I'm doing right now. He takes mainstream media articles, reads them, and then gives his opinion and his observation on what he read and the information that he's pulling from these mainstream media articles. That's all he does. But some way, somehow, if you're taking information from mainstream media press and just giving your analysis based off what you read and the data that they give, somehow that makes you a right-wing conspiracy theory nut, right? And once it also I can't read your username, but like my man said here, Russell is on the left. Russell is not a conservative. By no means is Russell Brand a conservative. He's not. That's just it's just not true, right? It just isn't true. But let's carry on with this article. It's nonsense. And look at how it even gets even more ridiculous. Look at this, right? Because now we're going to get into the far right extremist platform that apparently this is hosted on, right? Brand's show is platformed on Rumble, a video platform popular among QAnon conspiracy theorists. I'm going to read this nonsense again. Brand's show is platformed on Rumble, a video platform popular among QAnon conspiracy theorists. I mean, I try to keep it as professional as I can. I don't call people outside of their names and all that, but that's just stupid. Johanna's just being stupid. That's idiotic. Rumble is now a far right wing platform. Literally everybody's on Rumble. Everybody is moving over to Rumble. Almost all content creators have shifted their content and they dual stream on Rumble, right? If they upload a video on YouTube, it goes straight to Rumble. But now Rumble is a far right extremist conspiracy theory platform. It doesn't get any more idiotic than that. It really doesn't. It doesn't. Like I said, I don't like to be mean. Is insane. It's insane the level of reaching that's occurring, right? But anyways, let's carry on with the article. Okay, let's dive into this and let's finish this out. Okay, it's so now Rumble is a right wing, a far right wing conspiracy theory platform. It's just stupid. Anyways, sorry, I'm rambling now. And the party in which West has chosen to launch his presidential bid, the People's Party, is called Isn't Above Promoting Tucker Carlson and Other Populists Who Traffic in Reactionary Politics. What this person is saying about Tucker Carlson, and mind you, I don't care about Tucker Carlson at all whatsoever. I could care less about Tucker Carlson. But what she's saying about him as it pertains to what he's saying about him as it pertains to trafficking and reactionary politics, you can literally say the same thing about Don Lemon, and you can literally say the same thing about Joy Reid. Literally. That's literally what Joy Reid does, right? As well as Don Lemon, who was formerly on CNN. But it just goes to show the lengths of which they're reaching in order to bash and badmouth Cornel West out of fear that he's going to have a negative impact on Joe Biden's campaign. But it's when you're reaching that hard, it just makes you look silly, to say the very least, right? There are currently 560 of you in here right now. Please hit the like button if you haven't already. Hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, please also make sure you share this video out. If you're new to the channel, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. as well as hit the bell notification next to the like button. Kid Gravity threw me off. He said, Twilight Griff, unsubscribe. Streaming late night, Kid Gravity, grifting late night. You know what I mean? You got to get that late night griff. I know you're trying to go to bed right now. It's probably, if you're on the East Coast, it's what, 79, it's 10:30. You're trying to go to bed right now, but I'm up streaming. So now you're up watching, so you couldn't go to bed. Yeah, that Twilight grift is hitting. And shout out to my man Untried Genius. I appreciate the support, brother. He said, big love, TD. Waiting on that next call-in stream. Keep spreading the truth. I'm definitely gonna keep spreading the truth. And I'm gonna make sure to have a call-in stream really soon, bro. I'm gonna make sure to have a call-in stream really, really, really soon. So let's get into this, get back into the article. Let's go ahead and finish this off. Let's finish this off because we're coming around towards the end of it. And like I said, I know if you're on the East Coast, it's 10:30 for you right now. You're trying to go to sleep, but unfortunately, I'm streaming, and you're showing love by watching the stream, and I appreciate that. So let's finish this off so you can get to bed, okay? Let me start this off again. And the party in which West has chosen to launch his presidential bid, the People's Party, it's called, isn't above promoting Tucker Carlson and other populists who traffic in reactionary politics. Joy Reid does the same exact thing. So yeah, there's that. Of course, if you just ignore all of these things or simply read much of the coverage of West's long short candidacy, you'll most likely arrive at a lazy narrative adhering to some version of a leftist activist, Cornel West, who declares presidential bid. To do so is to completely sanitize the specifics in West's recent history that give observers plenty of reason to question the sincerity of efficacy of his campaign, right? And I haven't even delved into West's tendency to target and publicly malign Black public figures who've eclipsed him in popularity. That's just wildly disingenuous. And you see the mindset behind, these vote blue no matter who folks, that happen to be Black. So if you're a Black public figure, apparently you're above the fray of criticism. If you're a Black public figure like Barack Obama, you shouldn't be critiqued and no one should tell the truth about you, right? And also, if you hit that link, because I hit it, I'm not going to waste time hitting it now. I didn't know about this, but what Jahan is specifically referencing to is a back and forth that Cornel West had with Ta-Nehisi Coates. So what it looks like is Ta-Nehisi Coates got into a debate with Cornel West on Twitter. Cornel West beat him, to say the very least. And this was 5 years ago. He beat Ta-Nehisi Coates so bad that Ta-Nehisi Coates deleted his Twitter. You probably don't believe me on that. So let me pull that article up for you very quickly. You're probably like, no, it couldn't have been that deep. No, yeah. He deleted his Twitter. But, according to Jahan Jones, who comes out of the Joy Reid camp, you're not allowed to criticize public figures, right? Who have been deemed as, I guess, sacred cows on the left, who have been deemed as a sacred cows within the Democratic Party. You can't touch those sacred cows. How dare you critique them? How dare you hold them accountable? How dare you point out where they're wrong? Let me click on that link, though, because you might think that I'm lying and I'm not. Ta-Nehisi Coates, apparently he deleted his Twitter. And shout out to Torian Lorraine for the support, being the third person to contribute to today's stream. Torian said, TD Hip Hop Media, if you think this is bad, you need to see Kenny Walden. Now that dude puts Joy Reid, Don Lemon, and Roly Poly to shame. I got to check him out. Torian. Definitely got to check him out. But check out this article right here, right? This was 5 years ago. You probably thought I was lying. I didn't know about this. 5 years ago, Ta-Nehisi Coates quits Twitter after public row with Cornel West. That's sad. So you can't even, just get spanked in a good old Twitter debate without deleting your Twitter page. That's what Ta-Nehisi Coates did, but then they're referencing this as well as obviously the whole Barack Obama stuff as West's tendency to target and publicly malign Black figures. That's just not true. Holding one accountable, right, and pointing out whatever nonsense that they may be engaging in is not targeting and publicly maligning them. But let's finish this out. If you like Donald Trump's petty digs at people he thinks have slighted him, you'll love Cornel West. So there goes the Cornel West Donald Trump comparisons again. Okay. If you like Donald Trump's petty digs at people he thinks, if you like Donald Trump's petty digs at people he thinks have slighted him, you'll love Cornel West. So in the Joy Reid camp, Cornel West and Donald Trump are the same people, as I stated earlier. Donald Trump is the black Cornel West. Is the white Cornel West, and Cornel West is the black Donald Trump, right? And now let's round this off. As for me, and rest assured, I'm not alone in this. I'll pass. I view, oh, geez, look how nonsensical this is. And let me remove this off the stream, right? Very quickly. And shout out to Marcus Majors for being, what's that, the fourth or fifth person to contribute to today's stream. Marcus Majors says, don't forget DL Hughley and other comedians are going to start attacking you for thinking for yourself. Exactly. That's how it goes. Black folks, you're not supposed to think for yourself. How dare you, right? Just vote blue no matter who, and stop trying to think for yourself. Stop trying to be smart and have your own thoughts, and go vote Biden Harris 2024. But look at this nonsense right here, right? I view Cornel West's presidency with the same seriousness I would a Kanye West presidency. Really? And I'd sooner cast my 2024 ballot for the late Adam West before I voted for either of them. So they're comparing Cornel West to Donald Trump. They're comparing Cornel West to Kanye West. They're saying he's appearing on far right-wing extremist platforms, which they meant Rumble. I mean, the article was just stupid. It was just stupid, to say the very least. Like I said, I normally I don't like being that harsh, but this was so nonsensical. I mean, I don't know what else to really say about that. And I don't really know what else to say about this stream, because that does it for today's show. So there are 608 of you in here right now. If you have not followed me on Telegram, please do so. I'm trying to reach 1,000 followers on Telegram before the year is up. We have 6 months left. There are a little over 200 people following me on Telegram. I just left the link in the live chat below. The link is also in the description box below. And after the stream, I will make sure to leave the link pinned in the comment section below. Follow me on Telegram. Please hit the like button on your way out. Share this video out on your social media platforms. And if you have not already, please subscribe to the channel if you're new, and hit that bell notification next to the subscribe button so you can be notified whenever I release a new video. And I will catch you guys for sure Friday, and most likely tomorrow as well. So thank you all for your time. And until the next show, peace. Have a great evening. What is it? 10:38 for you all on the East Coast. It's time for you to go to bed, past your bedtime. Okay. And as Charles Fisher said, have a good night, everybody, or else I'm unsubscribing. If you all don't have a good night, Charles Fisher is going to unsubscribe. So y'all better make sure y'all have a good night. Okay. Peace.